Look at this major flash crash in Bitcoin, right? Major flash crash, down 15% in 2 hours. Who could have called this? Remember my very last video, Pablo called this, pointed to the sky. Remember Pablo pointed to the sky and said, well, it's dark clouds. We have some dark clouds and Bitcoin does a 15% crash in 2 hours. But is Bitcoin safe? Is the bull market safe, right? Are the altcoin bull run safe? Let's go through this. Pablo is going to take you through step by step. And now I'm also going to talk about that big narrative that nobody is talking about yet in altcoins coming up. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Oh, straight to our Bitcoin page. Let's have a look. So basically, what I want to tell you guys is what Bitcoin is doing at this 100K area. That's nothing special. In the 100K area, that's what's expected. So you look at what's done before. Let's start with 1,000, these major landmarks. Remember back then, everyone thought Bitcoin was a scam. And then when it pops above $1,000 for the first time, this was January 2017, even then it was like, oh, this is a big deal. This was a big deal. So basically it pops above and then, right, dumps all the way back to $760. So that was that's like a 30% dump. That's like a 30% dump, right? Because what did I say? I said, what they're going to do is basically, this is the reason why I could spot this move early, because it's the exchanges. What the exchanges tend to do is, it's all the guys who are playing futures, right, on high leverage. So they basically go, and they know this is a key level, that this $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, whatever the number is, they go up and they smash the price first, right? They go up, take out all the shorts. And then they go down and they take out all the high leverage longs, right? So basically at these key levels, these exchanges tend to play these games with everybody, right? Okay, so I also trade with some leverage myself, and right now the market's so bullish. It is the season to do it. I don't do it much in the bear market, but now's the season to do it. But you got to listen to Pablo and see where the traps are. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look at when Bitcoin crossed $10,000 for the first time. Where is 10,000? So here's $10,000 for the first time. Here is when Bitcoin crossed $10,000 for the very first time. That was November 2017. And look at this. Once again, in the same day, right? We go boom, go to 11,300, 400, take out all the shorts, and then we'll come back down, boom, go to 9,000. Yep, go down 10% below, 10%, it's 13% above, take out all the longs, take out all the shorts, right? And the exchanges are free to travel again. And then eventually it gets to 20,000. That was the top for the 2017 bull run. So this time we're seeing it again, right? It's basically the same thing. Okay, here we are. We basically go up. Look at the candle, right? It's the same candle, basically. Some call this the Darth Maul. If you watch Star Wars, it's basically, the weapon that he uses. He uses a double lightsaber. Basically goes up, takes out all the shorts, right? 104. And I specifically warned you guys, could get to 104, right? 105, and then come back down, and comes back down to 92K, 91 on some charts, right? Takes out all the shorts, all the longs as well, right? It's basically just a big deal leverage event. And here's the problem. So as we saw, right, in the previous two charts, as we just saw in the previous two charts, when Bitcoin hit 1,000, it went down 30% and then continued up. Then when Bitcoin hit 10,000, it only had a wick down to 9,000, a 10% wick, which we've already done, and then it kept it going. So the big question now is, which one are we about to experience now? Are we going to have the 30% pullback and then go, or are we going to have the 10% pullback, which we've already had, and then go? The other reason why I made this warning was because, basically that was because these exchanges, they like to fool you into thinking. I said this in my last video, so if you don't believe me, just watch my last video. They like to fool you into believing that the price has gotten above, confirmed above a key psychological level. Look at this. 64K was the top, right, of the April 2021 bull run. It goes down to 30K and then goes to 69K. And everyone's like, oh, Bitcoin's in a bull run. Boom, it takes you down. Bear market starts. Then here, because 69K was the top of the last bull run, now Bitcoin goes to 73K in March this year, right? Another 4K above the old all-time high, and then everyone's celebrating. Boom, yeah, amazing. And then it goes into an 8-month, right, sideways consolidation, and there was a lot of pain in there for people who are holding altcoins. This time, once again, I specifically said in my last video that it could go to 104, even 105. That's exactly what he's done, right? Well, not on this chart, but on some charts went to 104, right? And then boom, comes down. So it's basically to make everyone think 100 is the big psychological level, and once again, it goes up 4K above that, like what it did in with 65K, it goes 4K above to 69K. Like what it did in March this year, 69K was the all-time high, goes to 73K and then comes back. So now we have 100K is the psychological level, and it goes to 104K, right, and comes back. So let's just be technical here. Let's say Bitcoin should try to stay above this rising trend line, or at least at the very minimum, this blue trend line. I'll show you what it is in a minute. That's around 93. Let's call it 93.5 to be safe, right? Let's say if we get two closes beneath 93.5, then I would be worried. And then I would think we're playing out this sort of scenario where it goes back into the rising channel, into the 80s, and then bounce. Okay, just to quickly show you guys, for people who have been following my videos, that blue line you just saw is basically the top of this rising trend channel. And this is why 3 months ago I called 94K Bitcoin when Bitcoin was here, because hitting the top of this channel would be around 94K. And similarly, if it was to break down again, it would need to go below, let's call it 93.5K. If it goes below 93.5K, then we're in trouble, right? We need two closes below that level to confirm. Okay, let's have a look at the altcoin market. The altcoin trend is still intact. That's still pretty good. Look at this. Altcoins, right? ETH versus Bitcoin still going very strong, still doing very, very well. And Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin.D. Okay, also, doing very well. Yesterday I was a bit worried because it bounced right up to here, right? Because all the alts were kind of not following when Bitcoin went to 105, 104. So now we have another continuation of this breakdown. That's very good. So that's just to give you guys more perspective. This is why I have been calling for an altcoin season even a month ago on November the 8th. Check my, you don't even need to be to prove this to check my Discord. You just look at Twitter. I tell my Discord first, right? And then I tell Twitter. And then I make videos, right? So basically, just like this video goes out to my Discord first, right? Like every other video, like the one you saw before. And then after about, say, 24 hours or whatever, then I make it publicly available on Discord, on YouTube, and then on TikTok, Twitter, everything. So when you do watch it, you're watching like basically 1 day later. Right now, it's basically Friday, December the 6th, Asian time zone. We're in the afternoon here in the Asian time zone. So basically, okay. Now I'm going to talk about a narrative that I promised last time that nobody's talking about. Nobody's even thinking this narrative is even a new rotation hot narrative yet. But I've spotted it and I'm going to share it with you. And before we do, I'd like to talk about, just 30 seconds, this exchange I'm using. People ask, what exchange do you use, Pablo? I tell them I use BitUnix, and I'm partnered with them. This is the Pablo He-Man package, so you only get this if you use the link below. If you are watching this on YouTube, the link below to access this reward. Basically, even depositing $100, you get $20 back. In futures bonus, $500, you get $100 futures bonus. Deposit $1,000 USD, you get $200 futures bonus. But if you're on other platforms and you don't find that link, just basically, whatever platform you're on, go to my page, right? The Pablo He-Man page. There's my Stan link. Pablo He-Man says there. You go in there and it's basically at the top, right? It's a big deal that I'm partnering with them. I never talk about exchanges. This is a good non-KYC exchange. Click in there and basically it takes you to the deal, right? The page we just saw here is how to click in and get yourself registered for up to $5,500 of newbie prizes and benefits. Okay, now let me show you the coins that I'm talking about. A new bull market in this rotation. So first of all, right now people are talking, maybe there's a rotation into DeFi, maybe there's a rotation into coins like older coins like XRP. There's a rotation into DeSci, decentralized science. There's a rotation into AI. We know about that, but nobody is saying to you that gaming and metaverse has woken up. Now, usually gaming and metaverse don't go together, but they're not considered exactly the same category. But right now, I'm saying they probably kind of relate to each other pretty closely. So this is Sand, for example, Sandbox from Animoca Brands, and that is the largest metaverse coin out there. And you can see this area, right? Look, how many pivot tops we've had here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So this 70, let's call it 80 cents level, has been massive level for resistance and for support. So now it's trying to break above. It looks like we're going to close above it this week, right? So if anything happens to Bitcoin, any big pullback here, right? Any big pullback, we get when it gets to around 80 cents, we're slightly lower, right? A buy order for myself might work, and then the next target we're looking at is $1.40. Eventually, I think it could get to around $2.90, and then we can talk about all-time highs. Then $4.60, and then eventually $5.90. Depends on how well this bull run goes, how long it lasts, and how well this metaverse gaming narrative plays out. The other coin that I'm looking at is Gala. Gala is probably the second or third largest game coin out there, and it's also been running, right, up 3 or 4x, right? I had told my Discord that it was forming a head-shoulder pattern, and now we're breaking out. Once again, the place to pick it up is around this 0.04.5 cents, 0.045 area, and then resistance is around 0.069 area, right? Almost 7 cents area. Once it can bust through this 8.5, 9 cents area, then there's not much resistance. There's one slight, small, weak resistance around 11.5 cents, and then big resistance around this 18 cents area, right? That's where Gala can go from here. So that's a 3x run. But look, that's conservative estimate. If the bull run keeps on running, then the next kind of big resistance is around 40 cents, right? That's like 7x run from here. This is one of the bigger coins. What I like about Gala and a lot of these bigger coins, and I think I know why the market kind of likes them, is because before, right, the market was really against them because they had, especially Gala, had lots of inflation. Meaning what? Meaning they had all these coins that are coming into the market that are being created to dump on retail. They basically have this large supply, and only a small percentage of them was unlocked. This doesn't really happen in stocks. It's more of a crypto phenomenon. And now what happened is most of these, if you look at Gala, if you look at Sand, it's like 75, 85, 90% unlocked already. So not much supply to come in. So now it behaves kind of like a stock with very little dilution. Remember when stocks issue new stocks to raise funding, they call that dilution. And whenever that happens, prices tend to tank. In crypto, that's actually even not given a name like dilution. It just happens all the time, right? Because they're on an unlocking schedule. The good thing about these good old coins, old coins from the last 4 years ago, 6 years ago, from the previous bull runs, is that most of them have been unlocked already, unlike the new coins. New coins, I believe they can run as well, but probably the smaller ones. Like if it's already valued over like $1 or $2 billion, then you need a really strong narrative like AI, right? Which is Tao, Bitensor, TAO, like RWA, real world assets. That's Ondo, ONDO, right? So a little bit of time left, so let's have a look at a few other coins in the metaverse, in the gaming area. One coin I used to talk about quite a lot is this Epic. Now, Epic basically looks to me to have made a major bottom, right? Major bottom, and once again, support is at this 008 area, 008. And then basically major resistance, look at this, around 019 area on the chart. And then if it starts running again, 4 cents, it can go to 4 cents. So from where it is right now, that's like a 5x run or so. Okay, thank you for your time, guys, once again, and tune in to Pablo for more updates. Thank you.